Hey folks, it's Babbage-Nader. We're back in the long dark. Here we are in Desolation Point. We are all loaded up here. I think we've left our... Oh, we're going to leave this stuff. No, we're carrying it because it's lightweight. Okay, key things that we want to take care of. I want to pick up a little bit of extra scrap before we go.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
These guys are still curing. 3 hours is too long. Okay, we'll take care of everything else on the other side. No cabin fever yet. Okay, we'll just take a quick peek around here.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy. I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Oh, I'm sinking. Let's fix this chair. Okay, back up. Higher. look at all the wolves. And they're all waiting. Go away. Go away. That's fast.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Oh, I'll check this out later. So hopefully everyone's doing well this Saturday night. I was free last night as well, but I chose not to stream because honestly, I don't know. I feel like no one's around on Friday nights. I checked earlier yesterday, last night. I checked to see who was on. I was like, there's no one on Friday night for the TLD community. If I was to stream something, I'd either, I don't know if that would mean I'd have a large audience or a small, tiny audience, smaller than even usual. So how do we get that? Even smaller than usual. Yeah. So anyways. Yeah, I guess it's possible to stream something else. I just couldn't really think of anything else I wanted to stream. I mean, I still haven't streamed Tiny Bookshop, so could always try that. But, I mean, after a while, it's kind of repetitive gameplay, so I don't know if I'm really that enthused by it. I like the premise.
I can barely walk with...
But, and get a little bit too much the same. I guess we could use the other genes. Okay, so what do I have left? If we have 5 and 3, that's 8. And it leaves 9, so that's 18 arrows. It's not too bad.
if I can drop any of this gear.
Let's try, buddy. Can't climb up here.
Oh, I'm starving. I'm not sure I can carry much more. I think I need to lie down.
Okay. We are going to just rest here. Not on the power line, though. So let's see what we're at now. We are now at 23 minus 8 gives us 17. No. Gives us 15. Okay, that's plenty.
So tired.
Actually, we do want this. I'll put the bedroll over here. Okay, let's see what we got here.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Okay, let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And load up on this. Okay, got our forge is hot enough. This is 2 hours, so let's make 4 arrowheads. Oops. Oops. Oh, we're boiling water there. Hey, welcome in, lurkers. This is Babbaginator. We're currently foraging here in the Ryken in Desolation Point.
Just need to close my eyes.
So yeah, we're doing a challenge right now. We're doing an interloper run. It's actually a custom interloper run. Too many wolves, in which we turn all the other animals off, and we only have wolves and timber wolves, which are cranked to max. We have to survive 50 days, and there are some other twists, like there's no birch bark tea. Let's see, things outside of containers, no, things inside containers don't spawn generally, and let's see, plant life is low, I believe. Yeah, so there's some other interesting issues. Okay, so how are we doing now? 21 arrows. That's probably going to be more than enough. Weevil! Hey, welcome in, Weevil. And raiders. Wow, check this out. Big old raid tonight. Well, let's see what Weevil's been up to. Playing the Long Dark, I see. Let's see if any clips run. Are the clips not running? Hold on a second. Let's see. Oh, no clips. Okay. So, yeah. So, howdy, folks. Yeah, I was just saying we were doing a challenge called Too Many Wolves, and it's just a custom Loper with all the animals turned off, with the exception of wolves and timber wolves set to max. We survived 50 days. There are other weirdnesses, like there's no birch bark tea, and most containers are, I mean, it's interloper, most containers are empty, but also plant life is reduced. And so, yeah, we're just, the first little bit was pretty challenging. Now we've got fire sources, we've got matches and fire striker, and we've got, we're finishing up a forge here, so things are going well. But initially, things were a little bit more dicey. Ooh. Let's throw some more water on there. How's school going? I need to update that. I finished my program in August. I am still temporarily working for the university. They let me keep my graduate position for my work position until December, and I just put an application in for a 1 year entry level position. It's kind of a parental leave fill. So, it doesn't have an ongoing, you won't continue in that role, but it's good experience, and it's geared towards people with two years or less experience in the field, which is me, brand new. So I am hoping that I get to the interview stage. The inside rumors, since I know a number of people who know the people involved with the hiring process. So based on their impressions, they think I probably have a good chance of getting to the interview stage. So I'm hoping that'd be good. Yeah, because that would be professional pay as opposed to graduate student pay. That would make a huge difference. Okay, so we made a bunch of arrowheads. 25 is probably going to be a sufficient number for this run. I don't think we need to get really antsy about this. Yeah, one of the challenges I ran into was I had to strip down my CV. So, like, for academic positions, normally you apply with your full academic CV, which is your entire history as an academic. So all the degrees you've earned, but also all the presentations you've presented at and panels you've spoken on, all the individual articles and things that you've published, and all the courses you've taught, everything like that goes into this thing. And if you've been around as long as I have and have been through a number of different graduate degrees and have been a creative writer, so I've been writing and publishing poetry for many years, my academic CV in its full length is 21 pages, which is too long for an entry-level position. I talked to a friend of mine who works in that division who's not in a... he is a non-voting capacity in sort of the decision-making process, but he said the other applications that have been in so far all have been about 3 to 5 pages for their CVs. So it's like, okay, I'm going to have to figure out how to strip this thing down. And so it took me a few days, and I cut it all the way down to 6 pages. And I said, that's about the best I can do, 6 pages. So, I asked my friend, he said, yeah, that's probably going to be fine. I mean, yeah, it's just the nature of having a long career. Even if my experiences are mostly not library experiences, they all are academic. Whoa, it's our second raid tonight. Check that out. Welcome in, Bloody Cactus. Let's not shout myself out. Yay! Okay.
Quad. Come on, Quad. Your turn. Go over there. Let's keep building.
Reporting. Reporting.
You're good. You're good. Turrets are good. So we're not letting anyone in yet, which is good.
Atreides units destroyed.
Yeah, old clips. I actually need to go and make some new clips. I've been really neglectful, and I have not been clipping at all for the last few months. So I've got old clips, but I don't have a lot of new clips. Well, yeah, welcome in, Weevil fans and Bloody Cactus fans. Good to have you here. what's left? 1 hour, 44. Make some more. Yeah, we are doing reasonably well. I mean, there has been drama. Not tonight, but on previous nights we had some wolf drama where they did not respect me and jumped on top of me, but we survived. So yeah, our current challenge is this. This is a little bit about me. Every time you go exploring, you wake up in a blizzard? Yeah, that. I swear the game knows. It really knows. Okay. Okay, we have enough time to get out of here. Where are we going? 22 hours. Let's see what the weather looks like out there.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
A little foggy. I think we're still missing a maple sapling, so I think what we'll do is we'll go over here and hope that there's a maple sapling over here. I mean, the odds are usually good that there's going to be some sort of saplings on this island. On the other side of the island. Ooh. I took it kind of easy today. Slept in a little bit. Got up. Did a little tiny bit of grocery shopping. Picked up a few things that I was missing. And what else did I do? Got back, had myself a little lunch, then went and went to a meetup with some friends. A nice little conversation. Ended up walking through an indie game, some sort of game exhibit where there were a bunch of people like showcasing like indie games that they were working on. They were just on the main floor of the place where I was meeting for a different event. So, yeah, so it was interesting to walk through. I didn't really stay too long, and I didn't really chat with anyone. I mean, most of the games weren't really my type of game. So, I mean, it's not that they all have to be the long dark, but I don't really. I'm terrible at platformers, and so I was like less than enthused by. I mean, they're pretty to look at, but they're just not really the game that I'm going to play. But despite growing up in the era of like all these classic platformers, I never really got the bug. So, but yeah, so there were a lot of platformers and a lot of like bullet hell type games where you just kind of shoot everything madly. There were a few interesting twists on roguelike games. I think we're getting close to the bottom of the barrel in terms of like new ideas for how to do that, but nonetheless, someone did a pachinko roguelike, and I thought that was kind of interesting. It was like, oh, cool. But I didn't stick around long enough to really see what that was like. Fire starting 3 means we are finally free of these guys. And these guys. Yep. Good stuff. Let's do a little meat harvesting here. Yeah. So I definitely have been feeling the last few weeks that I need to do better at being social. And the irony is it's happening because my roommate is is in a program that requires them to be, even though they're a very introverted person, they're required to be at all these other additional events. And that means by the time they get home, they are absolutely exhausted and don't really have any energy to talk to me. Which makes me feel a little bit lonely. So I'm like, yeah, I can't just depend on a flatmate to be my default conversation partner throughout the day, because I work remotely. So that's kind of my challenge, is that I'm always spending most of the day, most of the day is spent, let's eat these. Yeah, most of the day is spent on my own, and maybe a couple times a week I'll have a Zoom call. Yeah, and so if I didn't run D&D games, or actually I guess I'm playing in one and I'm running a different one. If I wasn't involved with D&D games, I could go a few days without having any lengthy conversation with anyone. So yeah, need to work on that. I mean, I joke about being a hermit, but I mean, I am really actually a hermit. It's like some of the time. Okay, 40 minutes. We need...
Feels like night is coming.
Ooh, night is coming. Are we going back? Good. Question is, are we going to push on there? Or are we just going to go back to the Riken? I think we go back to the Riken. So yeah, those of you who are new, yeah, I'm a writer. I'm also a former computer games programmer. Hence my curiosity about the little indie game convention exhibit, whatever they were calling it. Garden, I think they were calling it. Game Garden. And I also teach creative writing sometimes, work as a creative writing coach and manuscript editor, and I just finished a library science degree. I have lots of degrees, too many degrees. But basically to say, I'm always studying something, and I like thinking about stuff. And I buy a lot of books. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. We now have bladed weapons, but we still can only defend ourselves with a rock right now.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Unless the wolf jumps on us, which is not where we want to be. Okay, try this once again. Let's sleep upstairs. Really not that tired, but we'll take it. But if you're newer players of the game and you have questions, anyone in chat has questions, feel free to ask me. I've been playing The Long Dark since just before the release, so kind of late beta, and I have now almost I'm getting close. What is it now? We are at almost 3,700 hours in the game. See. 3,700 hours. About 700 of those hours are in Stalker. Maybe about 50 hours are in the Wintermute narrative, like the story. And pretty much everything else. So close to 3,000 hours playing Interloper. Mostly Interloper. I've played one Misery run and a few sort of custom runs that are really just basically Interloper or Advanced Stalker. Fishing gives more calories per fish than harvesting a deer. Yeah, I think you can get very lucky if you are consistently like successfully fishing. You can catch pretty big fish. Now the problem with the fish, of course, is that they weigh a lot more. So yeah, taking a whole fish with you is, whereas like with the deer, you can carve it up into pieces and then you can take it in smaller batches, or you can, yeah. Oh, you're using the tip traps. Yeah. I've never gone into using them, partly because I do, like, people say they're really effective, and that makes me actually not want to use them because I want to struggle a little bit. Yeah, but that's just me. I'm a glutton for punishment. And there's no wrong way to play the game. Play the game the way that you have fun. So on Friday, I think it was, yeah, yesterday, one of the other things I did is I took 4 pairs of pants, I guess 2 jeans and 2 pairs of pants, to local tailor that I've been using to get the pants hemmed. Now, some of them were newer pants, and so I really needed to get them hemmed anyways. But one of them was a pair of jeans that I've been wearing for a few years now. But the pants, the legs are always a little too long, and yeah, I'm just like, I'm not a teenager that doesn't know how to dress himself. I really should just get these things properly altered so that they're not, constantly dragging like that. It's just a little bit of a drag, but it's enough that it's like damaging them. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take care of this properly. And the tailor's been cheap. I mean, he's doing $10 per pant. But I also kind of feel like he often phones it in. So you're getting what you pay for. Yeah. So I mean, I don't think we'll find out. He's hemmed a couple other things for me, and they're fine. So I'm like, I think this will be good. And based on some of the other reviews I've read, hemming usually is fine for him. Alterations generally are fine unless it's like, there's fancy material or there's something more complicated. And if he's not making it, if he's not in the mood to do it, he kind of does the minimum that he needs to do, which is unfortunate. So, but for hemming, it's like really, I don't see. I think it'll be fine. So, the previous ones were fine, and but it did kind of let me see what I had suspected for a while now, was that either I'm shrinking or it's just my legs are shrinking. But I feel like my inseam has gotten shorter, or maybe I've never had things properly altered to the right length, or known if I had a suit altered, they don't tell us what they're doing. They just like alter it to fit. So I guess I would never know there. And then with other things, I'm just usually too lazy to get things altered, or too cheap. So this time around, I'm kind of learning, well, that's the reason why some of these things don't always look right on me. Okay.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
I would like to at some point, like, also have a few other things. Like, I picked up a nice blue corduroy jacket, and it fits everywhere except for the fact that the sleeves are like maybe an inch too long. So I looked at how the sleeves are structured, and I think it should be easy for him to do. If he removes the cuffs, shortens, and then adds cuffs back on, then I think it will be fine. So I might get those done. Like, I don't think he needs to take apart the entire coat. I think he can just do the cuffs and put them back on. Whereas I have another, like, winter coat that I picked up a few years back that I really love, but it is it's designed for a much taller person. Like, I'm tall. I'm like about 6 feet tall. And go away. It was just for good measure. But yeah, I think it's like this long winter cashmere overcoat. Looks really nice, but it is just a little too long. And that one I have to take to a different tailor. And I know it's going to cost me a lot of money to get fixed. Because that one is basically a take apart the coat and, oops. I'm going to stick the guts up here. Take apart the coat and recut it so that it fits properly. So. Okay, I'm gonna take a short break here. Back in a sec. Okay, we're back. Okay, we got a lot of stuff that's not done.
I could eat a horse. Let's stand a lot because I love horses.
I don't know, what should we do here? Oh, I think we're gonna go and grab the stuff out of the cache. Although we really don't need more flares. Oh, but there is also that other corpse we could check out.
This will come in handy.
Why? He just popped out of nowhere. It was not a good. What are we carrying? Why do they care so much? No, we thought there was a corpse out here.
Can you eat trees? I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Okay. That, my friends, was the secret. We are in the secret room. The alternate reality space here. If you crouch when you enter this particular trailer, it will take you to this trailer, which is not the usual trailer. But yeah, what are we carrying? That is... Are we just extra delightful in some way? I don't know. Apparently we are extra delightful. Smell like barbecue sauce. So yeah, that was that trailer, right? And then watch when we go standing in, we get this experience. Oh, different one. Is that bizarre? It's totally bizarre.
This pack is getting kind of heavy. Extra pry bar. I mean, we could trade up here. I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Yeah, there's all sorts of interesting places where you can climb that you don't think you can climb. Like you can climb up here. And then you can peek over there. And see if there's anything useful. There's just the backpack. Sometimes there's a bedroll in there, but we don't need the bedroll, so we're okay. So we already went through this earlier, so we've already been up here and looted that area. Don't need to do that. Yeah. Okay.
Come on, Loper.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I can really say right now.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
We have about 30 days left, a little bit less than 30 days left on this run, so we got a little bit of time before we need to think about what the next challenge is going to be. Thousand days. I haven't even done 500 days. I get bored. I get seriously bored after like about 150 days. And so I have to come up with challenges to make me go longer. If the challenge is just the length of time, it's not enough for me. I have to come up with some other reason why I have to do that. So like our current max, right? Our current best is like 303 for Interloper, but that was me doing my my roll with it challenge. That's for those of you who are not familiar with that. That's this challenge. And so I have to visit every single region, and I have to stay an unknown amount of time. Like until I arrive there, I don't know. Once I arrive in the region, we roll the die, and it tells us how long we're going to stay. And after 50 days, all the lengths get much longer. And so potentially you're spending up to 20 days in each region. And so it does, and you'll every time you pass through the region, not just the first time. So it means that it can add up if there are certain regions that you have to cross through multiple times. So Forlorn Muskeg was one of those regions that I passed through multiple times, and Airfield, things like that. So yeah, so it added up to about 303 when I finished that challenge and visited Blackrock and survived our length of time that we had to stay in Blackrock. Okay, we want to set aside some of this. We can't have everything, right? So yeah, 1,000 days would be, I need to figure out a challenge that would require me to do 1,000 days. Like say, how many regions are there in the world, right? So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's try this again. We'll call this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. It won't let me switch to the other one yet because we haven't been to the new place. 14 plus we have the ones in the other place. So let's call it about close to 20 regions. So one way to stay, I think if you were, is it 17 regions total? Okay, so 17 regions. Okay, let's see, that would be I think that's 8,500. Oh, sorry. 850. Okay. So let's say you had a challenge where you have to spend a total of 50 days minimum in every region, but it doesn't have to be consecutive. So, but every region, transition zones and other regions. So like the big regions, but also the tiny regions you have to spend 50 days in. That'd be a pain. Real pain. So you'd have to keep this huge tally of how long you've been. Well, actually, you could depend on the journal if you wanted to, or you could keep your own record. But yeah, and that would take you 17 regions, 50 days in each region. That would take you to 850 days. Yeah. And maybe to keep things interesting, you roll a d10 every time. So right from the start, you could be stuck someplace. Then do Tails and Trader. Yeah, I mean, you could. I've not been...
Carry much more.
I don't know. I haven't really... I don't think I did. I actually haven't done Tails. And I started Trader and then didn't get around to really doing much with it because I was busy with the challenge I was on. But it is an option. No. Need more torches. Okay, let's see what we got here. Do we need all the flares? Probably not. Ditch some of them. Do we need all the extra clothing we have? Nope. Keep that because it's always useful to have leather. Do we need the extra guts? No, not really. Well, maybe. Maybe we'll take them. Oh, so close. Oh, I already have. Okay, maybe we actually don't leave right away. Maybe we go craft our arrows. Okay, we're going to take the shortcut down. Okay, we can't make any more right now, so we'd be able to make 2 more in the morning. We could just sleep down here.
Oh, I've never been so hungry in my life.
Yeah, figured cabin fever was coming.
I need to find food.
Hmm.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yeah, this is not good. You wait an hour here, see what happens. It did not get better.
I'm gonna eat a I'm starving.
Oh, the wolves are coming. Okay. Figured he was still there. Go away. You don't have to throw, but it is satisfying if you have an extra rock. It's running all over the place.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear. Wow, we were kind of sloppy on the last pass through. We missed food. Yeah, thinking about like other stuff I could stream. There is this idea that Prof. Niels and I have talked about in the past, and I need to bring it up with him and see what his schedule is like. Because my schedule, at least for the next little while, say rest of September into most of October probably, I'm not sure I can
it's going to be pretty flexible. And so I was thinking we could do some sort of a collab show of some sort. Okay. Either on Dungeons and Dragons or about game dev. I'd love to do a D&D stream. Something fun. I wanted to do something that's kind of a improv style D&D. Where we just get these random prompts and then we have to make scenes as if we take turns DMing random scenes, random encounters. I think that's what I originally pitched it as was to call it random encounters, and we'd have these random generators that would produce like the prompts, and then we'd take turns running different little encounters. Because there was a while back, I was just writing a lot of generators, and I also write generators for creative writing prompts, and so I kind of mashed the two together and came up with something that creates some prompts for improvising, like RPG scenes, RPG NPCs, and RPG I can't remember what the other one was, but yeah. Oh, I think I need to go back, but I think I made a generator that also invented magic spells or effects. I think I need to go back and revise that one. Okay, let's see what we can get here for food. Ooh.
Come on, little fire.
Hey, thank you raiders for sticking around. I know oftentimes when you raid, you stick around for a little bit and then sometimes you'll move on to another stream. I do appreciate those of you who have stayed. Hopefully we can be entertaining in some way. I'm sticking with the principle that you should always eat tin goods first, because they are extra weight. It's a lot of meat on this guy for a change. I wonder if in the final set of releases for The Long Dark, I know they still have to release one more chapter for Wintermute, but will they also give us some new regions for Sandbox Survival? And if so, will that round up our numbers to 20 regions? That would be kind of cool. Okay. I was going to make fire hardened arrows and then realized there's nothing to shoot with fire hardened arrows. Oh, another maple.
I'll take it.
Oh, more matches. Cabin fever risk still going. Guess we can go to the stone church. Spend a little time there until we get past our cabin fever risk.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Yeah, I totally can. Okay, let's drop some more stuff. Oops. Yeah, it's a long ways off. I'm also wondering if sometimes I should do like a come right with me type of a stream where we have just some sort of either pre-recorded B-roll with just me tramping around somewhere, a no voice run as background, and then I'm just working on writing at the same time. So I'll interact with chat, but not doing something new. It's just playing the previous, or playing something I've already done. Might still be new, but new to stream, pre-recorded. Otherwise, I'm not certain Anyone wants to watch me just work. And most of the work I work on, I wouldn't actually be able to show. Whether it's my creative work or it's the stuff I do with the university because of, you know, privacy rules around that. So but yeah, I have previously done those game dev streams where I do work on my interactive fiction games.
It's dusk, so I can't be far behind.
But I'll be honest, they usually don't have a big draw, so usually it's just people that are already interested in what I'm working on.
I think I can use this. This pack is getting too heavy to carry. Perfect.
Okay, we're out of porridge. Out of oatmeal. Oh, it's a full-blown aurora.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Guess we're gonna stay here for a little bit. Okay. "25 days. We're at the halfway mark for this run. How many times do we have to fail? Okay, no more cabin fever. Guess we can go ahead and try the lighthouse too. Okay. I think we'll let everything else still cure. We'll go to the lighthouse. Yeah, we'll probably just loot the lighthouse and wrap up there for tonight. There you go. Wolves everywhere. Oops. Can't throw away all our rocks. Okay, off we go. Okay, definitely starting to get sleepy here.
And this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Yep, more food.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay, we're winding down here.
Come on, little fire. Oh.
Okay. Okay, I'm getting sleepy. Okay, so let's wrap up here soon. Okay.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Okay. Let's see here. So, pretty much time to wrap up. Okay, so we have saved. We are on day 25. We have arrows, but we don't have bows. Okay, so let's do a little poetry reading tonight. I'll read a poem or two. See what we have in our poem chooser. Why is not seeing poem chooser? Oh, there it is. Okay. Just getting worried. I was like, did it disable itself? Halfway. What else we have? Encapsulation. Okay, encapsulation feels like a better. I don't know. You could read both. Oh, halfway's from the first book. I was thinking of a different poem. Yeah, let's do... Let's do Encapsulation. That's a good poem. Yeah, I feel like we've done... Let's do this one. This is Float. So this is from Babbage's Dream, book of poetry. This is my second book of poetry, published by Sundress Publications. And these poems revolve around the history of computers, the life and challenges of Charles Babbage, 19th century mathematician and computer pioneer, and also modern programming languages and programming spaces, and also famous artificial intelligent others from literature and pop culture and real life speaking back to us. So this poem is inspired by the series that riffs off of different programming terms. This is based on float, which is a fundamental variable type to define numbers with fractional parts. Float, like a bell, or rather the sound of it opening, a silence that having told speaks again, suspended between states of incompleteness, a point traversing a numbered landscape. This country of small infinities is what we do with what remains, bits of window panes, refracted light, what gathers in the torn leaves from the dimming edge of the red fields grown dark. Say what you will, the body is no more than the moon, a white trouser button in a pool of gasoline, a halo of ash and flame ascending the ladder of night. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we'll do one older poem or one We'll read something from... So we have two poems that are going to be published in the near future. I'm waiting for notification as to when those poems are ready to go online, but the journal has accepted them already. They need to send me galleys or proofs. Basically, they lay out the poem and then they send me a link and I can see it and say, yes, everything is laid out properly, or, oh, here's a typo you missed. Okay, so I'm going to read one of the poems from the letter series. And this is from a series of poems that was originally written with the idea that these were letters to the unknown wife. So like the speaker has a sense of a beloved out there who they've never actually met. And so it's a type of love poem, but it's actually at the same time, it's one that is not grounded in, I don't know how to explain it other than they're a different type of love poem. And they're kind of set up like letters. Sort of, maybe not. Letter 17. Pulled over at the side of the road with miles left to go. I rest at the far edge of your name and write. Outside the fields move dark with the memory of slow horses and you in the wind. Rain breathes low on the neck, stains the half-wound window and the empty seat beside me. I cannot sleep, but turn to the sky, wondering who else looks up at this hour when even the stars have dimmed their lamps and crept back to their silent cells to dream. All night, this longing grows like a white grief laid in the wild grass, or the long shadow of fire against the world filling with coal-eyed crows, and the sound of the river sinking out of sight. Okay, that was letter 17. So I think that's it for us tonight. We're going to find someone to raid. Let's get ourselves ready to go. Who is up tonight? Pita. It's a small group. No bedroll, true outer nego. Hey, I've been joking around about I do this all the time by accident. Yeah, let's go visit Pita. Okay, so let's get that ready to go. And we'll head on over. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for sticking around, Raiders. Thank you, those of you who are just showing up right now. We've made it to 25 days. I guess we should probably throw that on there. Yeah, we already did that. Okay. So, oops, there we go. Thanks for hanging out. We are going to hop over there and go visit Pita, another TLD streamer doing pretty extreme stuff. And we will see how his challenge is going. And I will be back probably, I'm guessing, Tuesday night. Till then, all the best to you. We'll see you soon. Bye.